Hey everybody, it's PartyElite. Welcome back to more turn-based tactical action in Menace, where we're continuing the mission with the B team. Things have been going pretty great, all things considered. I'm very pleased with our progress, of course, in this operation, considering we've made it to the finish line in one piece, more or less. But generally as well, I've just very much enjoyed some of the experimentation. Again, I've said this over and over again, but it really does bring me a lot of joy, and it's been very fun to see how it all played out. On that note, we're about to go through with this breakthrough mission where we will once again get to experiment with a few different ideas, with a few different concepts, with a few different tools that weren't available to us before, and others that were available to us before, but I was just a little too hesitant, I suppose, to actually use them. Before we get into it, though, like I said in the previous episode, and I think the episode prior as well, the first order of business here is actually to hire a new squad leader. Again, if I take a look at the black market, we've already picked up all the dossier that are available to us, so I cannot grab any more. And that means that if I'm going to hire, I have to hire from one of these two choices, either Lim or Achilles. Now, they're amazing choices. I think I'm phrasing this in a way that make it sound like, Party, why are you disappointed in these two choices? I'm not disappointed at all. These are amazing choices, but it was pointed out in the comments, actually, that, well, these two are actually some of the better picks from the starting selection, and that's absolutely true. Lim is a 2-star squad leader, but that's only kind of I don't know what the right word is, but like, he's 2-star only in that he's been assigned that as a label for all intents and purposes. I think, at least personally, between his perk tree, his starting perk, his starting attributes and stats and all that good stuff, he feels more like a 2.5, 2 3/4 star squad leader, right? And Achilles is a straight up 3-star squad leader. And at the beginning of this campaign, you know, the whole theme, the whole idea, the whole, you know, title of the series is about it being the B team. But I guess eventually the B team does grow into being a bit of an A team. And if we look at the performance of the B team all along, I think it's been pretty quality. Sure, we made a couple of silly mistakes. You know, Bog has died and come back to life like 17 times or something. But generally speaking, we've been getting better and better and better. And so narratively, I kind of like the idea of people like Lim and Achilles being like, oh god, these guys, oh god, these guys. And then, you know, we kind of build a reputation where it's just like, you know what? They're actually getting into some pretty cool stuff. I want in on that. So it does narratively, you know, feel kind of interesting in that way. And I know narratively you can excuse anything, right? You can make anything work with the right storyline and with the right twist. And you could say in a way I am doing that because of the options we've been presented. And here I'm riffing off of what the game is giving me, I suppose. And that's the story I've got in the back of my mind. So I'm going to go ahead and say that both of these guys are viable options. That's why their dossiers have shown up, because they're interested in what this pathetic B team has been up to and what we've been accomplishing, and that, I think, feels kind of cool. Anyway, sorry, enough time spent explaining my my headcanon, I suppose. We're gonna go ahead and pick up Lim, because at the very least he's still 2-star as the game represents him. You know, again, just in label. So at least we're still close to that kind of B team transitioning into A team vibes, but also because for this upcoming mission in particular, I have something in mind that I would very much like to experiment with. And, well, I was going to say we're low-ish on promotion points, and he's very cheap and easy to promote because of his aspiring starting perk. But I guess in a way that could be argued to be irrelevant, because the next person I hire is going to need those used-up promotion points anyway. Nonetheless, Lim, it's going to be you, buddy. Very excited to have him because, again, we've got another person with mobile infantry. We've got another person who can act as a bit of a scout if I want them to, but well, you'll see what I pick up for him, because I think I have enough promotion points actually to pick up a few perks for him, and set him up kind of, I think, how I'd like to set him up for starters. So Lim, buddy, let's get you on board for cost of just 20 authority, and we should get that back by the end of this operation. I think this may have been changed. It used to be 30, right? It used to be 30 authority. I know a new patch just went live earlier today. I'm recording this on Thursday, and I know just earlier today a very exciting new patch actually just dropped, and I can't remember when this value changed, but I'm pretty sure it used to be 30. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and pick Buddy up. Enough time spent on that. Let's head back to mission selection and ultimately, actually, mission prep. So, it's a fairly familiar situation over here. Breakthrough mission. We got to get from here to here. ideally in one piece, and we got to go through all of this. Now here's the thing. I've been thinking about this mission between sessions for a very long time, and I had a very clear plan in mind, and now that I've opened up the map and I'm looking at the actual representation of the situation at hand, I feel like I'm going to shift my plan a little bit. Here, the baseline is going to stay the same. For one, we're going to go ahead and remove Esconde from the mission. We're going to remove Pike from the mission as well, give him some rest. We just need to have 5 units or more. We're going to stick with 5, and that means we're going to go with Tekk, Parta, Sachin, Wetaroth, and Lim. Oh, fine. I need to add a couple of squaddies here first. We'll adjust shortly. Now, let me double check my work here. You know what? I think we're going to go ahead and drop Wetaroth. Yeah, let him rest. And we're going to take Lim, or we're going to take Pike instead, sorry. Because I just realized he has 103 action points as opposed to Wetaroth's 88. And my other options were Sachin and Karta, but they both have more action points. And you might be able to tell what I'm thinking. And this was pointed out to me very correctly in the comments of the previous episode as well. Wetaroth cannot use the jet suit effectively. He cannot jump and shoot. It was the same reason why Karta wasn't given the jet suit in that previous mission, right? Because she cannot jump and shoot in the same turn because she only has 95 action points. So without Pike there taking command, she's not able to effectively use the jet suit. Neither is Sachin, actually, but most of all, neither is Wetaroth. These other two can at least move a little bit more quickly. They can, land and walk, for example, whereas Wetaroth is the most hampered, I think, by not having enough action points. So we're going to rest him for this one, and instead we'll put in Pike after all because he's got enough action points to, yes, jump and shoot. I'm thinking we go ahead and replace the high cap here because with just 2 squaddies it is pointless, and give him regular old crowbar instead. And Lim, you're actually going to go in with maxed out squaddies with that high cap in that jet suit with the help of athletic,
service is always an active value.
Mobile infantry, because you gotta.
Service is always an active value.
And honestly, even though I could get bags and belts right now, which I do intend to do eventually, I think I'm going to go ahead and get Counter-Strike instead, because I love what Counter-Strike can do in the right circumstances, which I'm hoping to get into frequently with Lim. So Counter-Strike it shall be, and that is basically all but 1 promotion point. Worked out perfectly. So he's got his high cap, he's got his jet suit. We're going to go ahead and give him, I guess, an anti-tank grenade. Can't go wrong with that. They've been working out phenomenally well for me. And otherwise, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to get Karta in a jet suit as well. Despite her inability to use it fully efficiently, we are trying to simply, again, break through, right? And Sachin, you've already got one for yourself. But it does mean we're a little oversupply. How are we going to adjust for that? We're going to go ahead and remove a couple people here from Tekk's squad, because he's primarily going to be using that minigun anyway. And that feels pretty good to me. We're all going to be moving a lot faster than the norm, because we've got the jet suits. We're not going to be engaging in as much combat, because we've got the jet suits. And I think all this means we're going to want to actually break through from this side of the map. Initially, I was thinking, yeah, we're going to all clump up over here, we'll power through, we'll destroy this artillery, and we'll punch through and we'll get to the evac zone. But then I look at the map again and I go, hang on a second, why would I do any of that? I should post up over here, rush up, jump in, yeah, deal with this walker, maybe take a shot from this artillery that can hit anywhere, right, across the map, but ultimately eliminate this walker and just jump on past and dive on into to exfil. As opposed to, jump into this whole mess. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. My hesitation is only because I feel like this plan is so good that I must be missing something. So there's got to be something that I'm not thinking of. But yeah, sure, let's go ahead and get Sachin. Again, we have a little bit of terrain that we want to avoid, right? We're able to jump over it, sure, but I think opening moves, we don't necessarily want to be doing as much jumping. We don't want to jump and get spotted by somebody who ends up in one of these bunkers or something and causes us trouble. But even if they do, we have a solution for the bunker, right? We've got the old gravity manipulators now. Otherwise, yeah, jet suits for everybody. We're just going to jump over. Previously, I talked about using the gravity manipulators to create a bigger gap as opposed to just having to use the doorway. But then between sessions, I was like, you know what? If we don't have to engage, the jump and then missing action points situation doesn't matter as much. We can simply coast past and not worry about having to break these walls and have, you know, for example, Carta in a not jet suit armor, if that makes sense. I really hope I'm my rambling here tracks and doesn't need further elaboration. But this feels good to me. We've got some conscripts over here that might rush over, and if they do, Sachin can make very quick work of them, as can Carta, going in with the suppressed crowbar. There is a temptation to switch to the shotgun over here, but I don't think that's the right call, because I want this range if these guys approach. We're not trying to go for close quarters combat over here, despite this PPP. With that said, maybe Lim. Maybe Lim should be the one over here as opposed to Sachin. And then Sachin can be here as opposed to TEKK, because Sachin can take this thing down. But then I go, well, TEKK is the one who can suppress these guys if he's close enough. So we go there. Alright, otherwise pretty much a straight shot. Bit of jumping will clear these buildings and we should be home free. Very excited for this. Again, experimenting a bit more, trying some different things. It keeps me on my toes. And hopefully it keeps you on your toes as well. But I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just want to double check. Don't want to make a silly mistake and lose out on a secondary objective because of that. But I do think that completing this within 14 rounds shouldn't, in theory, be a problem. With all that said and done, and without too much finagling beyond what I've already finagled, to the battlefield we go. It's so funny that his voice line triggered, because I was just about to say this whole thing has got to be TEKK's idea. As I clicked, to bring us to this screen, I noticed that TEKK is still overconfident, so I can just imagine him being like, "Listen, guys, we got to try this. Trust me, it's gonna work." And everyone just being convinced, and it's the vibe I get here. And Lim is maybe regretting his decision to to sign up to this team after all. Carta, we start with you. Still our scout. What's got you encumbered? Oh, right, of course. I was like, hang on a second, why are you encumbered? Right, the little giant jet suit that she's wearing, of course. Anyway, we creep up. If we have to jump over these mountains, we can, obviously. Blocking line of sight for now. Not too concerned. Sachin, roll up. Again, Carta is not spotted, so we know we're not going to be contested over here. Lim, let's roll you up as well. Yeah, looking good. Pike. Yeah. Lift up. About time, man. And TEKK, don't worry, buddy. We got you. Roll you up to there. So far, so good. Sir. Here's the thing. Do I jump? No, I think we save the jumping for when we see the walls. I think that's the play. We're going to start with Carta. We're going to roll up to here first, just to give us a bit of flexibility in terms of movement. If we did end up spotted, right? We got to get a fair bit closer before we can jump the... Oh, crap. Oh, she's been spotted. Okay. So we now have been seen, fair enough, and that artillery, like I said, it can hit anywhere on the map, right? This is not great. This happened a bit earlier than I would have liked, because now they're going to be moving towards us, and we got to accelerate. Okay, so we know we can get spotted over here. Something out there must be posted up, but we also know we got to get in there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and jump so that our next jump can take us in. We leave Lim for later. TEKK, do we start with you? Yep, let's get to the other side here. He can still move afterwards and perhaps give us some vision. And if I'm lucky, he'll overshoot. We'll be able to spot something. And we're just shy of being able to hit it. Costs just a little bit too much to move forward, but I guess we've got this. Won't destroy it, will cause some damage, but we'll be left standing. That's an MG team. It'll cause a bit of damage to our suits, but I think I'm willing to take it. Fire away, let's hope for the best. Bit of damage. Ah, not the kind I need. That's not great. Yep, gonna end up suppressed, no problem.
Stay down and stay safe.
Trying to think how we roll over here.
At your service. Orders.
He's not able to throw that grenade either, but maybe at the top of the next turn. For now, we roll you up to here. This gives us options, right? These guys got here a lot more quickly than anticipated. They must have been deployed differently than the map presented. We're going to rush up. That way, next turn, I think we'll be able to throw the anti-tank grenade. Ooh, there's more of them. They're much more heavily deployed on this side than the map implied. And you know what? I like it. Like I said, I enjoy being kept on my toes, right? That's what I said. And I stand by that. This is doing exactly that. Can I move up and take command? No, there's no way we get close enough to Lim to take command. I suppose we jump so that next turn, if need be, we can. Get up to there. I don't believe the grenade launcher will do anything for me over here. Or over here. Did they pull back? I guess they must have. Well, in that case, let's keep our ears out for this.
Grenade out.
Heard someone die. Alright, that worked out nicely. And Sachin unfortunately cannot jump and shoot. So let's get the jumping out of the way so that next turn he can do the shooting. And maybe we take a knee, right? I could have maybe rallied Tech instead. That may have been the wiser play. But hey, too late for that now. No regrets. The other thing I should have done is hit him with the gravity manipulator. Not too late, I suppose. Where else am I going to use it? Should have done that much sooner when I saw these were... I completely forgot about it, because I use these so rarely, I completely forgot about it as an option in my toolkit. But that's okay, because we've got this option in my literal belt. Fortunately... Need to step up first. It'll take 2, I think, to destroy this if I'm unlucky. Fortunately, enough action points to fling 2. There we go. Number 2. Thing is, these guys can shoot inside as well, right? So I don't want to just jump in and then be under fire from them. I do want to eliminate them if I can. There you go. Stunned. Beautiful. And again, hopefully the... equipment here will keep them suppressed for a little bit longer, though now we are able to jump in if we want to. Question is, who kicks that party off? Well, it's got to be somebody who can actually shoot after doing so. Tech needs to be rallied if we're gonna do that. Or Pike can kick it off, but again, he's just 3 squaddies, or rather, he's just 2 squaddies in himself. Puts himself in a lot of danger, right? So let's go ahead and rally. Yep. And let's go ahead and, I think, take command of Sachin, because then Sachin might be able to jump and shoot as well. Carta's not going to be able to make it across, so it'll be Sachin, because then he can jump across, and I think he'll spot the, ideally, he'll spot the walker that's somewhere out over here, and get the job done. Now, we have to be careful, of course, because we don't want to be in this area when the gravity manipulators hit, right? So we got to be careful about that. Oh, there's the walker. Spotted it. We have to stand up first. We can jump over to here, hopefully hit our mark, and then open fire. Though, of course, Tech can move first as well now. He can't stand, jump, and shoot, unfortunately. But he does have to get in there. Alright. Let's get eyes, and that way we can put Sachin in the right spot. I trust Tech. He's overconfident. His armor's a little chipped, but he'll be fine. Let's jump you into here, because we know we'll have action points left over to move, whereas Sachin, I want to jump into here, so that ideally we don't have to move unless he misses his mark. Go for it. What do we see?
They all about it.
Not too much. Good stuff. We are actually kind of in the clear. We did miss... No, we did not miss our mark. That's good. Gonna roll up to here. And that puts us in a good spot. We can see these guys. We can see these guys. And nothing else over here. Okay.
At your service.
If the rest of this goes smoothly, this will be a very short mission. Big if. Big if. Just thinking if I want to do anything differently here than what I'd outlined. I don't think so. Let's go ahead and stand you up, buddy. Let's jump up to here. Yep. Actually, you know what? Let's jump up to here so that if we do, you know, scatter, so to speak, we don't scatter into the zone of the gravity manipulator. Up we go. Beautiful. And if all goes well, this should do the job.
We've damaged it.
Did alright. Did alright. We're going to creep up. And top of the next turn, I think we'll hit it with the laser rifle and finish it off.
Targets.
Oh, got some more out over here. No worries. In comes the artillery. Ooh. That might have actually hurt friendlies for them. Which would be hilarious. Do I jump so I can jump next turn and get in there? Or do I run up so I can jump next turn and get in there? It's just a matter of how much further I want to get next turn, basically. I'm trying to think if there's any benefit to being slow, and I don't think so. Again, we're trying to break through, right? So let's go ahead and jump up. Plenty more jumps left, and then we can step up a little bit. Gotta stay clear of that bunker. That's gonna cause me some trouble, potentially. But we roll up to here, or... Yo, that artillery fire must have hit these guys. Nonetheless, we're just gonna calmly move up. And hang tight. What is that? Artillery. Ooh. Bit of suppression. Not too much trouble, though. Alright. Sachin, we start with you. Finish the job here. Maybe cause these guys some pain. Keep them quiet. And I think we'll be in decent shape if we can pull all that off. Wondering if we start with Tech instead. Chuck a grenade up here. Minigun up there. These guys have already taken a bit of damage, so they'll do less hurt. But the thing is, we've got no cover against them. Okay. We start with Sachin.
At your service.
Actually, you know what? No, Sachin will have to shoot twice to destroy this thing because it still has its armor. Glad I checked. Tech, in with the AT grenade. Pop it. Right open.
Good job.
And then the temptation to jump over these guys' heads is so dang high. But no, I think we're going to go ahead and hit him with the minigun. Yep. Get him suppressed. And then, I guess just stay put, because we can't roll in here. I'm hoping the manipulators kick in and shut both of these guys down. Right, because there's that as well. And that's another reason to deprioritize these guys. Nothing to do about these guys, so yeah, we hang tight. Here we go.
I'll take some more of that.
That's a shame.
Let's get him some help.
Sir.
Suboptimal. Getting limb suppressed over here, but look at that damage. That's the gravity manipulators in action. Both these guys are pinned, walls completely gone. That feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and rally and jump, I think. I think that's the play here. Is it in that order is the question. And I think the answer is yes. Rally. jump up. Wondering if I want to hit somebody with a grenade launcher instead. Nope. Good stuff. Stay standing. We want to stay mobile, right?
Yo, they moving.
So are we. No worries. Lim, you got 100 action points. Stand you up with 10. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I could pop shots and cause these guys some trouble, but the smoke is blocking the shots over here. But I think instead we just stand up and move. No reason to stay out here. We can stay on task. We can finish the mission. Accomplish all objectives. Yeah. Stand up. Jump. And maybe next turn, jump over and hit these guys with the high cap. Well, let's get you some cover from the rear, I think. Well, actually, let's get you up over here, get you cover from basically all sides. Yeah, let's go. We have counterattack too, so if we do hit some shots, we'll fire back. Obviously, it's a matter of range, but we do have that available as well, don't forget. In comes some more artillery. I keep forgetting that's out there. And that's the thing. Killing these guys gives me that benefit. I won't be seen, and so I can't be hit by the artillery. But I think I'm doing okay. Open fire over here, maybe? Again, we cannot jump and shoot. 4 action points shy. What benefit does that do for me, right? I could just jump up to like here instead, get a bit of cover against these guys. They'll probably open fire, but we finish them off next turn. We get up to here, better cover. Both sides, point blank range. Not that that gives me any benefits. And we can cut this fence as well, as long as we hit our mark, and we don't. Shame. But let's at least get into some cover, I suppose. And get ready to roll out. Give me artillery. Don't love that. Second round coming. Ooh, almost got suppressed there on tech. Almost. And Carta, I think you jump in as well. Right up to there, let's go. That feels pretty good to me.
Hardware.
Right on cue. Just a bit more pressure. Tech is under threat, as is Lim. How worried are we about this thing? Both these guys very close to being suppressed. I think we jump Lim over to finish these guys off and assume that it's going to make these guys retreat. Looks like these guys have already done their turn, so to speak, so we're covered there. So yeah, Lim. We're going to jump over. Think as far as we can while staying in cover. Or do we not need cover? Do we not care for cover? You know what? It's the PPP. Look at its accuracy. Look at its damage. We want to be at point blank range. And so we roll up to here, I think. Hope we hit our mark. We do. And hope we finish the job with just a bit of spray and pray. Oh my god.
Major, keep your eyes on this brain.
That was instant. Yeah, no surprise here. We're suppressed. Maybe even pinned. But I wouldn't be too worried if that ends up happening. It does mean I don't want to trigger tech just quite yet. I assume this thing's going to fire away with its autocannon.
They're on my ass, Major.
Damn, that's just it. We can't jump in, stand and jump. Here's my concern. If I rally tech right now, right, and finish Pike's turn, this thing might go next, or we get hit with artillery and tech ends up suppressed anyway, and so we waste a rally in that way. That's my concern. What I could do is no, I can't. I was like, I could jump Carta in and shoot this thing, but no, she doesn't have enough action points. She's 5 shy. The other thing I wonder is, like, do I want to jump at this stage? I guess I do, right? I can clear and go quite far and be in a pretty good spot. Yeah, let's go. Suchin out of here. Not bringing up the rear anymore.
Sir?
Carta. Roll you out as well. Let's go. This is this is really fun in a very different sort of way. Playing so evasively and you know, executing against a couple of surprises. I really wasn't expecting this much resistance over here. That's exactly why we deployed over here, but I'm glad the AI adapted, I guess, to my plan. That's pretty cool. Here we go. We lost, unfortunately, a squatty, but we'll be okay, because we're going to go ahead and rally. And we're going to jump. Oh, I love the idea. You can kind of just hear, like, there's a script out there where Pike's, like, yelling at Tekk and his people. He's like, get up, and then jumping. We gotta go. I just love the visual, the audio visual image in my head. Hang in there, Tekk. All right, go ahead and stand up and jump. Tekk and his genius plan got Roach over here hit. Not dead though. Roach ain't dead. Medbay is on standby. This is crazy. This is crazy. We're all hidden. We're all safe. Lim, yeah, you can make it for sure as well. Go ahead and jump. Look at that. Get you in there.
Sir.
Pike, sure. Let's move you next. How far can we go? Oh, only so much. I'm glad I did it in this order. Otherwise, we might have been stuck here for another round. Jump you up to there. The funniest thing that could happen right now is there's a walker with an autocannon rolling up to here to gun, I don't know, Tekk down. He'd be the easiest to take out. That would be the funniest thing that could happen right now. But we know there's a walker down over here that might be giving chase. We haven't seen it yet. And again, we're all hidden, right? So he doesn't even know what to give chase to. Beautiful. Oh, here we go. Some heavies. Again, we're going to get very little loot from this mission, but that's fine, right? That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm like, or is it? We're good. Didn't, unfortunately, get to use the strafing run that we acquired as as an asset, but I'm not surprised. And you know what? Ultimately, the gravity manipulators did come in handy, just to keep those guys pinned down there.
Pack it up. We are returning to the inn.
There you go. All right. Nice and easy. For a debrief, I don't know. That went pretty much according to plan. Yeah, again, bit of a surprise over here. More enemies than I was anticipating. And I'm glad for it, right? Because otherwise this would have been such a cakewalk. So I'm glad there was more resistance than I'd anticipated. Interesting strat. Was even able to use people who can't jump and shoot effectively here. Because again, the intention, the plan, the goal is very much to simply get to the other side. Yes, we've sacrificed a bit of loot, but we're not in a position where loot is as important to us, right? Like, that's not the priority here. So that feels good. We were under threat in a couple of spots, but I think we made the right decisions. The grenade launcher, actually, from Pike worked great. That honestly, that bought us, I think, one volley from the enemy that could have potentially suppressed somebody for just that one more turn. That might have slowed us down for just that little bit longer. That would allowed one of these guys to cause just a bit more trouble, right? That's how it all works out sometimes. One round, one volley, one salvo, whatever you want to call it, can make such a big difference. Sorry, I paused there because I realized I punned on round without intending to. One round is in a shot. Anyway, these guys were fun trouble. Poke their necks out from here, suppressed Lim for a moment, but again, that went wonderfully with the rallying. Pike using rallying the most in this mission, I think. I'm here, hey Flick. I'm just celebrating. Anyway, she's got a point. celebrating a bit too much. Let's not get too cocky. This feels good. Very pleased with how it went. I don't think I would have changed anything in my approach, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as we take a look at the official debrief. Got some salvaged parts. They actually have a visual now. Again, there was that new patch, right? Added a lot of stuff. Really cool to see the game evolve in real time like this. But yeah, we completed this mission in less than 20 minutes, I think. The timer will have said, but it keeps going, obviously, because I was yammering to the point that Hayflick was like, yo, what's going on? But yeah, only a couple items of loot. That's okay. Got ourselves an autocannon and a bundle grenade. I don't think these guys have anything particularly interesting. I would have sold it all off anyway. 38 promotion points, completed all of our secondary objectives, and how? 14 rounds was the requirement, and we did it in how many? Doesn't say over here, does it? Not that I can see quickly, at least, but we did it in like 10 or something. Maybe less. That feels good. That feels great. Good stuff. That's the mission and the operation. The damage we know is none. Roach has been rescued. No new temporary stats or attributes or whatever they are, traits to speak of. Very few kills, no surprise. Tech got the one walker kill. And overall, feeling pretty good. Okay. Let's take a look at the operation rewards, I suppose. Ooh, interesting. So, Morphidrin patch removes injured and bruised status effect for 4 turns. This can be quite helpful when you have injured people out there, right? Pike a couple of missions ago with this would have been deployable, but we're not in that position where we're desperate to deploy our injured. Our bruised sometimes still do get deployed, but we're hoping not to have as many people bruised, right? Because that comes from having lost every squaddie in your squad. So, not interested in that. Gonna hover over this next, because I don't think I'm interested in this either. It's the ARC CSP, a highly compact version of the ARC. I can't recall how this differentiates against other ARCs, I'll be completely honest. Accuracy modifier of 10, armor penetration of 20, armor damage of 15, hit point damage of 14, rate of fire of 3. Yeah, I cannot recall the other ARCs well enough. I really wish you could see a comparison of the other, at least the other variants that you've already unlocked, or what you can currently have equipped, or something. That's my one. I would really like that, especially for this screen. And then over here we have the booster injection system. Will I ever use it? Probably not, to be perfectly honest. Maybe I should prioritize trade value instead, but honestly, it's okay. This one's 70, so it is worth a little bit more. But we have so much junk, right? Booster injection system is kind of fun though. For 1 turn, reduced movement cost per tile, but turn cost increased by 10. It supercharges the vehicle engine and increases speed, but makes it harder to turn. I just like it. That's just funny. It's so bog coded, you know. I could see him using this, but realistically, I'm not going to use this thing. I'm not going to use any of these things. So the logical decision will be to pick this thing up because it's the most, it's got the most trade value. But I think it'd be fun to pick this thing up. So you know what? Lim's going to witness his first B-team maneuver here, rubbing 2 brain cells together and going, okay, the booster injection system is cool, though. Remember when we picked up the mech jetpack and we were like, listen, eventually we're going to pick up a mech and we're going to use it. So, sure, why not? Let's go with this. Why not? And now it's time for a good old random event. What do we got here? Mining station. Major. A Dice of the Gods mining facility is requesting assistance. Helping them will ameliorate ourselves to the locals and, naturally, to the faction itself. Dive in to help them, get some... no. Why OCI components? No. 20... What was it? 25? I can't remember the numbers I need off the top of my head. Damn it. Just say not our problem and lose some trust. Very high trust with Dice of the Gods, where if I do help them, I might end up kicking it up a notch and going to tier 4. But do I care enough? I'm not going to get more trust with Dice of the Gods for a while because I don't want to pursue another bug mission. Not just quite yet. There's another Rogue Army mission waiting for us over here, right? We take the chance. Thing is, OCI components only come once an operation. And you can only upgrade once an operation, too. I'm not... God Damn it, I'm not going to help them. I just helped them. I just helped them with the rogue army. No, it's not our problem. The impetus can't afford the OCIs. Whether or not it can afford the hit to relations with the faction is another matter entirely. We're not here to run errands. Major, if I may, we have to look out for the little man. I know that sounds old hat coming from a Martian, but every little bit helps. You might not have faith in these waybackers, but I will fight just that much harder to pick up any, emotional slack. Don't you dare... Oh, okay. That's good. I was worried she was going to get a negative trait. But no, she's determined for 5 missions. That's great. You know what? Much better outcome than increased trust with Dice of the Gods. Much better outcome, I would say. Ooh, TCR credibility. We haven't had this thing light up in a very long time. What's this got to say?
Cataloging latest information.
Avoiding a campaign loss. Major, our mission in the way back rests on a knife's edge. The image of the TCR is a powerful one with which we can project a strong threat of force. However, our actual power has limitations which it would be wise to keep hidden, and maintaining our authority is the best way to keep these locals on their toes. We need to maintain credibility with these people lest they turn on us. If respect for us starts to slip and Sage picks up murmurs of unrest among these factions, I will be the first to let you know. Oh, maybe this is just like a new onboarding pop-up that I'm only seeing now because it got added in this patch or something like that. I can't think of any reason why this would trigger now of all times, right? We've lost authority before for other reasons, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, yeah, this is. Oh yes, I know why, right? Because the new patch has this. If authority falls to -30, you will lose. That's a new addition with today's patch, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yesterday's patch. Sorry, when you're watching this. Authority confers bonus discipline, blah, blah, blah. We know all this. Number 1 shield for the impetus. No faction wants to be responsible for attacking a vessel if there are murmurs of the TCR eventually coming to the way back. Others won't attack because they fear the ship's power. If you lose too much authority, you will lose respect, and without that, the way back will eat you alive. I like this. I like this a lot. Real quick, folks, let's go ahead and take a look at what lies ahead, I suppose. We've got another infestation over here, and we've got another Turn the Tide Rogue Army mission. Operation, I should say, over here. And I think that's where we're going, to the backbone. What do these guys have for me? Decrack, Medevac, Consulate. I don't think this single operation will take us to the next level or anything, but if it did... Well, there's interesting options in there, I suppose. But one thing I do want to look at really quickly, I wish I looked at this at the beginning of this episode, is another new thing that was added with this latest patch, and that, folks, is something that I've been looking forward to since forever. Stats. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. You can now actually see how much work every individual has done, and I don't know. That's it. That's the reward. And I love it. I love this kind of stuff. I'm glad all this information has been tracked, and we've just been waiting, I guess, for a UI element to display it all. So that's super cool to me. Because yeah, this is just nice. Damage dealt to armor. Sconde. I love looking at this kind of stuff. Nonetheless, we're not going to spend too much. Oh, I love that civilians killed is actually a note here. Enemy vehicles destroyed. Structures destroyed. Enemies exploded. Hang on. Does anybody have enemies exploded? Is that like if we've exploded a vehicle? And I mean, triggered that massive explosion that I'm talking about. No, it's not that, because TEKK did that last time. I think it means like if you hit a person with a rocket or something like that. Okay, new mission. we want to have somebody explode an enemy. That's great stuff. Anyway, OCI, if we take a look over here, can we get ourselves another info hub? No, we are 22 OCI components short. Fair enough. I guess I could have spent the 25 and the next operation would have given us enough for this, I guess. But I suppose I could also consider replacing the Woo with a repair bay. We've taken some damage to vehicles, and it'd be ideal if they were repaired between missions, I guess. We don't need the Woo anymore, right? We had 137 squaddies. We do not need the Woo anymore. Oh, we already have salvage teams. I was like, well, I'm pretty sure we have them. Yeah, we do. I don't care for the unguided missile or minigun survey. I guess AP mines can be helpful. There have been a few times when we've been protecting a zone or protecting an area, and having some AP mines would have been helpful. But we've made do without them just fine. 130. If I get another 100 and something in the following... I need to get 120 OCI components in the next operation to be able to get the next info hub, which I do want, I think. So maybe I'll get myself the AP mines. In the off-map ability, airdrop minefields, which drops 6 anti-personnel mines within a certain area, and they're powerful. We've seen when Bog lays some mines down or Exconded lays some mines down. They can do a lot of work. They've helped us many times, so that's a consideration. Otherwise, I do want to take a quick look at the black market to see what's new. Ooh, and there's actually some interesting stuff here. For one, there's the L100 PAL. Hit point damage 160, armor damage 250, armor pen 110. So 160, 250, 110. So everything but armor pen is higher on the PAL. Range of 8 versus a range of 9. Slightly higher suppression value too. Fewer uses though. 3 uses versus the 5 uses of the RPG-2. I'm using this as a surrogate for the actual equipment that Carta and Wetteroth are carrying. So there's that which caught my eye, and there is this which caught my eye as well. Set up for recon forces use with advanced camouflage and additional optical equipment for improved enemy recognition. High armor, 55, 45 durability, 1 concealment, and 1 detection, with 2 accessory slots. Jaeger fatigues give us 2 concealment, but basically no armor. So it's an interesting balance there. Kind of expensive, but not bad. And then we've got the high intensity setup here. Additional and improved armor plates to make it better suited for frontline troops. 60 armor, 90 armor durability, but still just the 1 accessory slot. And again, easier to spot too. I do love how detection works with armor. Some interesting choices here though. And it's funny, I bought an extra load-bearing rig so long ago, and they've always shown up since. And I've also never used one since, I don't think. Nonetheless, some interesting options over here. Don't know if I'm dying to pick either up. And besides, these will be available for all the upcoming missions, right? Anything cool over here? Nothing in particular catching my eye. This is all fine. Reduces incoming damage by 50% for 2 turns. Increases suppression resistance by 50% for 2 turns. Good drugs to take if you're about to jump in, I suppose. But this isn't going to be the only thing someone's carrying. I'd much rather, an AT grenade or something. Otherwise, we've got... nothing new here. This is new. Advanced sensors. Not going to pick it up, but increases view range by 1 and detection by 2. Neat. And, ooh, hello. I can't believe this is the first time this has popped up, the IFV. Actually, does it normally pop up so late? Anyway, not going to spend $17.60 to pick that thing up. A canister shot for $280. Kruger counterterrorism machine pistol. What are you? I don't think I've experienced you before. But I'm not going to spend this much money, obviously. I'm just looking at what these rare items are. Yeah, okay, it's an alright black market. Nothing too wild up in here. Nothing too immediately interesting. Maybe we'll just spend some time getting some more dossier as we collect some more junk, because we've got a lot of junk, right? Got a lot of junk. But yeah, it's going to be this Rogue Army operation next, I think. 4 missions. Should be good. And then we can come back to the bugs afterwards. We'll see what else spawns, but if all that's left is the bugs, of course, we'll take them on. And to be honest, it's been a while, and not just that, but the bugs have seen some improvements with some recent patches as well, including the one that released yesterday, so it might be nice to go back in there against the bugs. Nonetheless, though, folks, I hope you enjoyed this session. This is where we're going to call it, of course. If you did enjoy, please don't hesitate to let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a very big difference, and just letting me know what people are enjoying on the channel, letting me know what I should do more or less of, and how I should go about doing it. Would love to hear what you thought about today's approach. I'm pretty pleased. I like how that went down. It was different. It was fresh. Maybe a little less violence than we've come to expect, but it felt nice. Felt nice. Anyway, folks, as always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.